Lords of Midnight was released in 1984 on the ZX Spectrum, and as a result the resources are pretty tight. What that means is that our game map is actually only 64 tiles by 61. Since we're not able to leave the edges of the map, what the game employs is what's called a frozen wastes, and if you try to go off the edge you end up getting blocked by those, and a few of those spill over onto the game map as well. So let's go down the list of the features of the terrain. We'll start off with the plains, which is just this yellow here. Start introducing some of the more pronounced feature things here. The next one we've got are the mountains. And if you take a look at the very top, you've got kind of a circle up there. In the middle of that is where the main bad guys are. And at the bottom right, there's a gap in the mountains that leads down to the very edge of the map, and that's where the good guys are. That's where you have to stop the bad guys from getting to. What we've got after that are the forests, which are quite in abundance around the map, and after that we've got the downs, which are basically just hills. These particular terrain types make a difference to your movement as you're going across the terrain, but we'll get into that later on when we start looking at character movement. Next up we'll look at some of the single tile features that we've got on the map as well. First up for that we've got the lakes. Quite a lot of them. After that these will be a little bit difficult to make out, but we've got the citadels, and these are 4 or 5 huge structures that house a lot of troops. 2 of these citadels are the base locations for the good and bad guys. They are flashing at the top and bottom as explained earlier. Along with those we have the keeps. There's a hell of a lot more of these, and they tend to house fewer troops I think, but they should not be taken lightly at all. This final batch are just a bunch of general locations for a variety, more or less. First up we've got the henges, and the towers, after that villages, snow halls, which I think are igloos, then ruins, then we have lifts, which are basically I think monuments or some sort of shrine, and finally we've got caverns. And that's it, that's the game map itself. I'll just end on just a rough picture of what that would look like maybe in 3D.